Any resemblance to persons or places, real or imagined, are purely coincidental.
Purely. This is not a lie.
Several teenagers were harmed in the making of this joke.
I was one of them.
My story.
This is my story. I survived. Let me tell you how.
I do like a Ken Burns documentary.
Okay, Sunder and Suture. You are in the capital city of Illyria, the bustling city Aramnaris. Yesterday, you being Ramio, attempted to solo a fight against a pack of creatures known as Lesser Craxus in the Circle of Champions. After suffering a very narrow defeat, the Ramio, Katarina, and Elyswen regrouped later that afternoon and took on a pack of Greater Craxus, and narrowly eked out a victory, shall we say. So you have 2 fights under your belt, one successful, one unsuccessful, with 3 other fights available to you. Today is the 22nd of Sun's Height. You still have 2 more days before the 25th, which is the senatorial gala that Celis Vibidius invited you all to. It's a partly cloudy, humid, hot morning in the middle of summer.
What month is this equivalent to? Like July?
Yes. What would you like to do? Currently, you have scheduled a fight today in the evening against the Prime Craxus. Only Ox is signed up. A fight tomorrow in the evening against the Dravrex. Only Ox is signed up. And on the 24th in the evening, you are signed up to fight the Vrathix. And all 4 of you are signed up for that fight.
Mm-hmm. Real quick. The party earned how much yesterday?
1,000.
Yes.
1,000. Okay, and so then Ramio would have given that 100 back to the group. That remember, we had that deal where it was we'll pay you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would have given the 100 back if I won my fight.
Right.
I'm
just making sure that we put what we can mentally. We'd put our funds in the bank so that we just know what we have. So how much did we just put into the bank? 1,000?
Yeah.
Okay.
We had taken.
Okay, cool. Oh, I see right there. 1,000 earned from defeating that. So
I will remind you that for the next 2 fights, only Ox is signed up currently.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to take some out and sign more.
Okay, so 1, 18, 16.
What's the next fight?
Oh, I might request, if I can, some money.
The next fight is against the Prime Craxus. Later.
Good, it's only 1.
In the evening.
We can add. We are adding more people to the roster.
Ox is gonna assemble the group together in one room.
Are you depositing all 1,000 into the bank?
We would have, I'd say, right? No,
we probably would have kept some of it.
Could we perhaps keep some to maybe create some scrolls?
You're also going to need to pay entry fees for the 2 fights.
Yeah.
Okay. So we would have kept the 1,000. So hold on a sec. So we have 1,000 currently in our possession.
Well, yeah, you added 1,000 to your pocket change with whatever else you guys are carrying around with you.
So we're all in one room, just so that we can start getting into character. Okay, I have a, we have a fight later today. What are we fighting, and who wants to sign up for it?
Isn't today the Prime Praxis?
Correct.
Yes. Okay then. All right.
In the evening.
In the evening. Yeah. Okay, prime. Wait, so what are we fighting on the 23rd?
The Dravrex.
Gravrex.
Which is
If
an
you guys-
easier fight and won't require
Is the Dravrex lower? Right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Okay, let me just... Okay.
If you guys want to reschedule fights to swap order, put more than one in a day, you can do
Mhm.
that too. Just got to give them a little bit of
Mhm.
forewarning.
Do we want to do smaller first and then build up, because it's like a finale kind of thing, right? We're trying
It
to
makes
do...
more sense.
We should
Mhm.
then. So we will switch it today.
Okay. So you travel after getting some breakfast at the Hound and Hearth. You go over to the Circle of Champions, the competitors' entrance, and talk with Trey, who is always, as always, nervously wringing his hands. And so tell me what you guys would like to do. What's the new schedule?
Today we are going to fight Dravrex. Tomorrow, the 23rd, we're going to fight the Prime Craxus. And then the 24th is the big finale. We will fight the Vrathrex.
Okay. And you want them one a day like that?
Yes? What do you guys think? Well, it would make sense, right? We want to be our very best for all of these fights.
Think so?
Yeah, that makes sense. Give ourselves the
Yeah.
best chance. I mean, Elyswen took a really hard hit, and Ramio's first fight was also really hard, so it would just make sense. We would just do one a day. So we could rest.
Makes sense.
So we also got some other business to take care of as well.
Yes. Speaking of, I would like to request some party funds. For
That's
about 500 gold.
For what?
Ramio and I went to find Velius. And long story short of it, he is very remorseful for what he's done, but is plagued by what he's done. And there is a spell that I can cast to help him, but it is expensive. And it costs about 500 gold worth of incense.
You sure that 500 is the right number?
No, let me check.
It's quite a bit more expensive than that.
Let me look it up. I'm sorry.
2,500.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not,
Yeah,
Zach.
it is.
No, it's
Yes,
not.
it is.
Look at the top of the thing. No, guys, no. Hang on a second.
How was it?
Atonement.
$500 gold pieces.
Prayer beads, 5 gold. You're looking at redemption or Was he a cleric or a druid that needs that restored, Zach? Because that would be the restore cleric or druid spell powers.
Okay, read at the top. However, in the case of a creature
Oh.
atoning for deliberate misdeeds, you must intercede with your deity, requiring you to expend 2,500 gold pieces in rare incense and offerings.
Crap. Okay, I misspoke. It's 2,500 gold pieces. Oh my goodness.
It's a lot.
That is a lot.
That's 2,500 we wouldn't be able to put towards Janus.
Is there any way we could wait?
He was... He wanted me to kill him. He was very distraught. Gotta be another way.
Let's put that on the back burner for now. That's a lot of money, and we got some other stuff to take care of.
Well, Ramio, do you think you will be okay for that time?
Yes.
I
High or
hope
low?
so.
Hi.
Okay.
Carry on? Or what, Zach?
Yep.
Okay, oh
No,
my
go
god.
about your business.
Ah.
So how many people should we sign up for each of these fights?
The smaller one was there were 3 people yesterday that did the one that is higher than the one that we're doing today, right? So no more than 3. So 2.
I think maybe 2 people could do it.
I think 2 people could probably do it.
2 people could do today.
Ox, you are already signed up for this fight.
Yes. Yes. Are we... just logistically speaking, if we wanted to, are we able to replace people's names? Or is it like if I was like, Elyswen's fighting for me?
No.
Alright, who wants to fight with me?
I've already been in 2 fights, so I'll let other people go if they want.
I could do it.
Yeah, you could. You okay with that, Elyswen?
I wouldn't mind a little extra time to prepare for the next bout. Which does bring me to a point. Would anyone mind if I took some of our winnings from the last fight and use them to prepare some scrolls?
How much would it take?
Depends on how much I do. In the neighborhood of 225 gold should get me through everything I would need.
And that's to help us for both fights?
Yes. Unless someone would like me to write more scrolls, I could do that.
I think that's fine.
Does anybody have any objections?
Nope.
Very well.
I'm just preparing my spells for the day.
And I think all 4 of us should do the Prime Praxis, probably.
I think so.
And then we're already all 4 registered for the Vrathex.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll give them 100 to put my name on the docket for the Dravrix tonight. And then 300 to get all 3 of the rest of our names on for the Prime Praxis tomorrow. Sound good?
Yep.
Very good.
Yep.
So I have Ox and Katarina for today's fight. Everyone for the Craxus, Prime Craxus?
Yep.
Okay. And everyone's already signed up for the Vrathics.
Yep.
All right. So you have the day before you. What would you like to do to prepare for the evening's fight?
Ox is gonna go out and wander the city alone. If no one's opposed.
Gonna go and just casually scout out the place for the gala. Just kind of walk by, see what the building is.
It's a good idea.
Okay.
I'm totally down to go with you.
Sounds good.
Okay.
I'll be disguised as a female halfling.
Okay. So the Gala is in the High Citadel, the seat of political power in the Illyrian Empire. As you leave the Champions Ward and head towards the castle burrows, you emerge out from the somewhat tight city streets into a large, immaculately manicured gardens with a wide path that cuts down the middle of them and leads to towering walls, behind which you see a huge white marble palace, for lack of a better word, although it looks far too fortified to look like a palace. Palatial in size. There are you can see along the parapets of these walls guards regularly patrolling. At the front gates, you see a squad of legionaries, not dressed in the crimson and gold of the Legion, but a purple and black.
Hmm.
You can see
Fancy.
numerous people wandering through the gardens. There's multiple low hedge mazes. The hedges are really just it's all ornamental. The hedges aren't very high. You can just look over them.
I probably can't.
They're probably
jumped?
they're probably at your head height. They're probably at your head height. You can see many people just kind of walking around. Most of those that seem to be walking through the gardens are, you see several in most of them are extremely well dressed. They look like wealthy merchants or politically influential, like they belong to politically influential families. But every kind of smattering through in maybe pairs or small groups, you also see other individuals all dressed in white and purple robes.
Mm.
Each of these groups is also followed by depending on the size, several to half a dozen legionaries, also in purple and black.
Valure, do you know the significance of that?
Can I roll history or something for that?
Yeah, knowledge local, history. Elyswen, you're there too, right?
No, I am being a nerd.
Oh, right. You're going to be
Unnatural 20.
cool.
I was a natural 19.
Nice.
Okay.
Well done.
Ramio. There's each every nation has its royal guard. These individuals dressed in purple and black, carrying extremely fine weapons and armor, moving with extreme military discipline, are the Citadel Guard. They are the elite soldiers, elite legionaries tasked with defending the Senate. In extreme situations, did you roll history?
Yes.
Okay. With a 20, you know that in the history of Illyria, the Citadel Guard have never retreated and have never lost a fight.
Cool.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
There's
Yeah.
not a lot of them, but they are both the shield of the Senate and also the Senate's fist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're basically an elite squad charged with guarding and maintaining peace with the Senate. As far as I can tell, they're pretty much the best soldiers in the entire country. So, if they're the ones guarding the Gala, well, that kind of
They're
worries.
still legionaries, though, right?
Yes, they're kind of
So
a
they still
legionary
have
honor guard.
loyalties.
Yeah,
That bodes
which
well.
means if our friend tries to pull anything, I'll give you one guess
Don't
whose
forget
side they're
that
going to
our
be on.
friend is like kind of their boss.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not going to be on our side for that.
Nope.
Actually, with a 20, Ramio, you would know the Citadel Guard are actually kind of outside of the Legion of Light, the military proper of Illyria. The Citadel Guard are they're basically answer to the Senate. When I say that they're the Senate's fist, they are basically a private army for the Senate. Separate, not totally separate, but separate from the hierarchy of the Legion.
They're actually a bit separate. They basically serve the Senate itself directly, not the Legion of Light. They have their ties, of course, but it's... Yeah, that's not... I'd still bet they're going to side with him, but... Yeah,
Yeah.
they're not reporting to him.
How well fortified does like the actual place look?
How do you mean? Like the
Where the
Citadel itself?
Citadel itself, yeah.
Very fortified. The walls around the Citadel they're interior walls, so they're not as deep or as tall as the exterior walls of the city are. But they're still formidable. And there's no shortage of soldiers. Even in the heart of the Empire, at a time of peace, there are a lot of soldiers on those walls.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, basically, one thing again is like, if you're in there and they close the doors, you ain't getting out. Would that be about correct?
We'll say the average person certainly would not be able to get in or out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What? Looking at the building itself, with the guards and everything, I'm assuming it looks fairly secure, but are there like... I guess mainly what I'm looking for, are there like high arched windows that would make an easy escape? Like if
Yeah.
we needed to run from this party quickly, how easy would that be?
So the Citadel itself, from what you can see, rising up from behind the walls, it is like the marble child of a palace and a fortress. It is the most militaristic looking palace you've ever seen, or the most palatial looking fortress you've ever seen. So there are places where, from a defensible standpoint, it isn't optimal. Windows are a little bigger than they need to be, there's small details like that. But overall, it still gives an overall impression at the same time of elegance and wealth, but also like has a physical presence to it. It is beautiful, but it is not graceful.
Total side note: do luck bonuses stack?
Unless it says otherwise, no.
It depends on how it depends on how it's worded. What does it say?
+3 luck. Hold on.
I need the exact words. If the
You
word
gain
is...
a +3 luck bonus on attack and weapon damage rolls.
So that doesn't stack. If the word additional is in one of those, like if it says you gain an additional +1 luck bonus to this or whatever, then it will stack. But the word additional needs to be in there.
Bummer.
Otherwise, if it just says you gain like a +3 luck bonus, like that +3 is the bonus.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. We'll hop over to Elyswen. What are you doing?
Oh, I need to find some real fancy ink and then get writing.
Okay. I'd say you're able to find a scrivener's in of the caliber that you're looking for. You'd probably be making a little expedition into the castle burrows as well.
Alrighty.
that was everything?
While I'm there, they wouldn't happen to have, like, some regular ink and a few, like... Well, no, I'm not gonna rock the boat yet. That's all I need for now.
Okay. So you're going to spend 225 on materials for scrolls?
That is correct.
Okay. Ox, what are you doing as you wander the city?
I would like to go find a place to appraise my mithril chain shirt that has a +6, my buckler that's a +2,
You don't
my
have a
dagger.
+6? You mean
The-
a +6 to your armor class?
Yeah, the +6 to my armor class. I don't know what the plus is on it, sorry. It's enchanted.
Yes. Not with +6.
Sorry. Sorry, I have a different note.
I'm like, I am 100% sure I did not give you an equipment that doesn't actually exist.
Sorry. I would like
I mean,
to
you-
appraise those things and my +1 keen dagger that's made of cold iron.
Okay. So your mithril shirt, your dagger, and what else?
My buckler.
And your buckler.
It's a +1 buckler.
Okay. Let's see. All right. Well, the buckler is going to be, I believe, 2,000 is market price. That is not what you're going to get for it. I'm telling you what you spent on them.
That's fine. Would I get more or
see.
less for it?
Less.
But it's Ox the Tempest. Yeah, it's fine. Okay.
So you spent 2,000. We'll call it 2,000 even because the actual price of the buckler itself is pretty minimal in comparison. So 2,000 even for the buckler is what you paid for it. The mithril chain shirt is, I believe, if it has a +1 enhancement, it's a 3,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3,000 is what you paid for it. Your dagger, however, you do not know. You either need to take that to someone and see what they'll buy it from you for, or you need to make an appraise check.
Ha! I will do an appraise check first. Can I have Elyswen do it? That's a 13.
You really, I mean, it's probably going to be pretty expensive, but you don't really know how much.
I'm gonna go have it get appraised at like a nicer weapons shop.
Okay.
So they know what it is, and they're not trying to swindle me as hard over it. You know, I know that they know what it is. Basically, like going to a jewelry store versus a pawn shop to like sell a gold ring.
Elyswen, can you make a will save for me?
Jordan?
You're muted.
He's muted.
I was muted. I can make a will save for you. You sure you don't want a reflex save though?
Yep.
Well, that's gonna be a problem. 15?
Okay. So, Ox, what were you doing?
Yeah, I'm getting it appraised.
Okay. Give me a second while I open PC Gen.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I have that stored.
Okay, guys, I've got a great backup character. I don't.
What's the idea?
The idea is me getting on my knees and begging Zach not to kill me. That's my backup character is Meep saying,
don't-
"Please no,
I think
please
if he
no."
wanted to kill you, he would. I don't think this is that.
We'll have to wait and see.
Mhm.
Okay. There it is. Okay. All right, Ox. You take the dagger to. I mean, you're all just going to the castle boroughs or the castle ward because that's where all the expensive things are.
Okay.
Or castle boroughs, I mean. Okay. They will make a diplomacy check for me.
8.
Cool. They will. As you walk into the shop, there's kind of a man there. He looks fairly. Say he's got some muscle, but it's kind of the impression of his physical fitness is kind of ruined by the fact that his face makes him look very rodent-like. It's very pinched, very thin nose, very weak kind of jaw. And when he turns over the dagger in his hands, inspects it very carefully, even actually pulls out a loop and looks at some of the gems that are in the handle. If a loop is a magnifying glass that you would a small one that you'd use to inspect
Is that the term?
up close.
That's
Yeah.
cool. That's cool. Loop.
And after a little bit of deliberation, he puts it back down on the desk and he'll offer you. You got an 8?
Yeah.
He'll offer to buy it from you for 3,000 gold.
What? Deal. But I have a question. And she pulls out her broken bastard sword. Do you know anything about fixing swords?
Yeah.
Like, what would it cost to fix this so that it's stronger, better?
Faster, harder.
Wow. Yes.
Daft Punk intensifies. Well, I mean, sword like that, maybe 50 gold.
Whoa, only?
I mean,
What's like the best metal that's like swords made out of? I don't know anything about swords. And Jessica also doesn't really know much about swords. So help me.
well, there's quite a bit of. This is just a simple steel bastard sword. I mean, it's relatively unremarkable in its quality and make. Repairing it shouldn't be too difficult, nor should it be too expensive. The problem isn't so much the cost as the fact that I currently don't have the time to work on something like this.
How long would it take to fix, roughly? If you sat down from like start to finish.
Day and a half, 2 days at the most. But you're not understanding This is literally not worth my time.
All right. She'll sheath it and we'll hand over Beto's dagger. Oh my
He
gosh.
snatches it from your hand,
3,000.
and he gives you this wide grin as he counts out the coins.
Oh.
Pleasure doing business with
Can I
you.
send... It's fine. Thank you. She'll take the gold
Okay.
and she'll walk
right.
out.
Cool. Do you want to know how much money you lost on that deal, or?
It doesn't matter. Yeah, what did I lose? What was it worth?
Base cost of that dagger is 8,300.
Oh! Whoa, that's a lot.
I wish you would brought that to me.
Consulted us. We have two very powerful magic people in the party.
Nobody has
And-
appraised it this whole time. No one wants
And
to
every-
use it.
And Navize gives me a +3 to appraise because he's a good bird.
Aw, it's fine.
All
This
right.
is
Well,
symbolic.
you have 3,000 gold in your pocket.
Okay, Ox is gonna go buy the incense.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm thinking about Janus. I'm also thinking about my story arc. So is it 2,500 total?
Yep.
Total.
And you'll probably be spending the better part of the late morning and early afternoon going from store to store to find all of that.
Okay. Still with hopefully like 2 hours at least before.
Your fight is in the evening.
Great, perfect. Okay.
So you'll have multiple hours before the fight.
Okay.
Okay. Ramio and Katarina. You've kind of looked at the Citadel, the Citadel walls, the Citadel gardens. What else would you like to do with your on your sightseeing trip?
How many entrances does the Citadel have?
Are you guys going to take the time to walk all around it?
Ramio?
Yeah, we got the time, I think.
The time?
Okay. There's the one main gate at the gardens, which with the wide boulevard that leads up to it and the large gate that's there, it's wide enough for basically 2 wagons to go abreast through it. There are 2 other smaller gates that are only not really gates so much as just like doors that are for foot traffic. Those are extremely fortified. Like they are so reinforced with metal that basically you can't even see the wood of the door anymore.
Jeez.
They're also pretty heavily guarded. One on the north side of the wall and one on the western spur right here. If you can see my pings.
Oh,
No.
ping again. Are you on the right or the left? Where are you? I don't see your pings.
Is it right here?
Ah.
Hold on.
Is it right there?
Oh,
I'll do the shift ping. Boink.
nope.
No.
Are you on the GM layer?
I am on the GM layer. That would be why.
There we go.
Oh, okay.
I will mark them with some form of scribble. That's not bright enough. Do something with yellow stands out. There's one gate. There's the other gate. door, more like.
Mhm.
Okay, I'd say at this point. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, you.
Go ahead.
No, I said no. You.
No, you.
No, you.
No, you hang up first.
No, just
Okay.
both of you.
Okay. I'd say with your sightseeing, or kind of circumventing or circumnavigating the Citadel, will probably put you around noon. Ox is still off doing her thing, or going on her shopping spree.
Mhm.
Elyswen, are you making your craft checks for the scrolls?
Yeah. Let me just remember what the rules are here. So it's yeah. So remind me what the DC is here for writing these scrolls.
Let me pull up the rules.
I'm having trouble finding.
I'm gonna guess that it's probably 10 plus the spell level, plus perhaps your caster level, but let me check.
I don't know if it does it take a check. So it's if you've got the core rulebook, it's 490 is where it talks about scrolls, and I'm just not seeing anything about.
But 552 is creating scrolls.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
So you need writing materials equal to 12.5 gold pieces times the level of the spell times the level of the caster.
Yep.
Then you must have the spell prepared in order to scribe it. Requires 1 day per 1,000 gold pieces of base price. Do you have the item creation feat scribe scroll?
I do. I get it at first level as a wizard.
Perfect.
I'm assuming if I'm going to use it twice, if I'm going to do the same thing twice, it's going to take 2 prepares of the same spell.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Because
Yeah.
you're essentially, you're putting that magical energy into the scroll itself. But I see nothing about a roll, so it looks like it just takes time.
Yeah, I think it's just you have to read it, which is the part that.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, so you have to be able to read it. It doesn't say anything about here if you're reading your own scroll. So I'm assuming you just have to do it all the time. But I'll just prepare to read magic. But anyway. Yeah.
Okay.
Do I
Wait, for wizards, isn't read magic like a free, you can always cast it prepared or not?
It's a cantrip.
But I thought that was one that's like you can cast it from memory without having it prepared.
Oh, I don't know about that. I'll look into that actually.
Because I know that there's one, I can't remember if that's the one though.
I'm gonna look that up. Do I feel like I've failed a will save or something like that?
Nope,
Uh-oh.
nothing to worry about. You just keep doing your thing.
Uh-oh.
Guys, I have freaking restoration. I can
okay,
get
see.
rid of a negative level, but a permanent level.
Page 79 under spellbooks. A wizard must study his spellbook each day to prepare his spells. He cannot prepare any spell not recorded in his spellbook except for read magic, which all wizards can prepare from memory.
Oh, I see. So it just doesn't have to be in my spell book. That's cool. That's really cool.
Okay, that's what
That
it
is
was.
good memory.
Very good memory. Holy hell.
Sometimes it works for weird, off the wall, obscure things, but other things it doesn't work. That's fine.
Who needs the quadratic formula? Wait, you're an engineer.
I have never once used the quadratic formula in
Never mind.
engineering.
There you go. See, look at that.
But if I remember right, it is let's see, b squared plus or minus the square root of a squared plus 4ac divided by 2a.
That sounds right to me.
There's a minus in there somewhere.
Plus or minus, it's b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a.
Yes. Yeah.
It's negative b. That's what it is. It's negative b plus or minus b, the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2ac. That's what it is.
But it is
Okay,
minus
a negative.
4ac.
Yep. Okay.
I go to grab a pizza and I'm coming back to the quadratic formula.
What?
What did I miss?
Amazing.
10th grade.
Verily.
Oh, you haven't seen anything yet. Let me find one of my notebooks from college, and I'll bust out the energy equations with all of the conservation of mass, conservation of energy, conservation of momentum, and I'll even throw in Bernoulli's formula as well.
Ooh, fun.
Oh, I'd see that and raise you my statistics notebook from my graduate program.
I will raise you a system of equations from engineering dynamics.
Yeah, dynamics are rough.
Ooh.
I will raise you organic chemistry.
Oh.
Okay.
So
right.
we're all in agreement math sucks.
No way, it's awesome. I'm a computer scientist, so I just make a computer do all of it for me.
Now I just picture you like sitting in a room staring at a computer just shouting, "Do it, computer!"
You missed the fingerless gloves, but pretty much.
Oh yeah. Shining a like 90s desk lamp into its monitor.
Yeah. Is it like I've got like that weird green thing with all the like ones and zeros going up and down my face?
Oh, yep. Definitely.
Yeah. That's what computers do.
Waterboarding is my preferred tactic.
Wow.
Mineral waterboarding, or not mineral oil.
If he wants to misbehave, then
Use mineral oil.
there you go.
Tell me.
So you don't want to short out the computer.
Or maybe you do. You don't know.
I just imagine you're waterboarding people and asking them math questions.
What's the square root of 16? I don't know. Go
Tell me
back
the
to
quadratic
school.
formula you're going back under.
Make this ratio rational or something like, no! I don't know the answer.
All right. So, Elyswen, I believe you have. So you need
4 hours total.
4 hours total.
Yeah, it's 2 per, since they're only 250 or under 250 gold each.
Okay. Perfect. So 4 hours, which you have. Cat and Ramio, what are you guys doing?
After surveying, I was going to head back to the bar.
Jake, did you see my message real quick?
Oh, no, I did not. You see.
Just a yes or no would suffice.
Yep, I'm good for that.
Oh boy.
All right. Do you want to tell him or shall I?
Oh gosh. I mean, it was my idea, so I feel like I need to be the one to tell him.
You carry this burden.
Oh,
What have you done?
Zach,
Yep.
we are going to attempt to locate, not like immediately close to this place, but like not super distant, but just somewhere that is not nearly as heavily guarded. A sewer entrance.
Okay.
And attempt to navigate our way underneath the Citadel just to scout and see if it could theoretically be used as an escape.
Gotcha. Okay. Yes, you can find a sewer entrance. Say it'd be probably like a storm drain in like a little interior court or plaza or something. I'm gonna need a survival check from one of you guys to try to navigate the subterranean sewer ways of the city.
What's your survival?
Actually, survival is one of the very few feats I put a good amount of stuff in since I was a bandit. So I got survival.
Alright, you make that roll.
All right. That's an
I will-
11, so
As we're going,
23.
really quick, as we're going, I am going to be inscribing invisible like magic markers
Okay.
on the walls so that I can like cast detect magic and like navigate back out.
Okay.
Using arcane mark.
Okay.
Smart.
Ramio, you've actually had a couple of jobs where you had to go down into the sewers.
God, I
Each
always
time-
hated those jobs.
Really wasn't pleasant. First time being in the sewers of Aramnaris, but most of these sewers are laid out in the same fundamental kind of way. So using your keen sense of direction, you manage to move steadily closer in the direction that you think the Citadel is. After about 30 minutes of winding your way through the sewer passages, how are you guys like moving around? You have a torch lit, you have dancing lights up, Katarina?
Yeah, I would have put up dancing lights. That's the easiest one.
Okay.
Oh,
So
that's a useful spell.
for the next 30 minutes, you guys are trudging in the dank, dark sewers. And for those 30 minutes, the only other living creatures you see are some large, like, warty frogs or toads and rats. And, you know, there's ample amount of insects as well. And at one point, as you start to come around the corner, or come around a corner, you hear someone, "Hey, you see a light down there?"
I snuff it out.
I am
Yeah.
completely blind.
I'm gonna go get some ice cream. This is gonna be amazing.
I don't see anything. No, I definitely saw a light down there. Oh, well, you're probably just getting jumpy. Well, go check it out. And you hear the sound of footsteps, and you can see light coming, like, approaching the corner from further on down the passageway.
I'm going to Oh, go ahead, Jake.
Gonna start stealthing back the way we came.
Yeah,
Okay.
peeling along the walls, moving as
Mhm.
quietly as possible. I think that's the way to go.
Okay. Roll stealth for me.
Oh boy. $10.
10.
Wow, you guys are freaking lucky. All right, so you not so stealthily, but as best as you can in the like damp, slick path on the side of the basically open sewer that's running right next to you. You kind of slink your way back around another corner, and just as you do, two men in the crimson and gold of the Legion come around the corner, holding a torch up high, and they kind of peek around the corner. I don't see anything. You're probably just seeing things. Oh, I hate this post. And they just kind of turn and walk back down the passageway. You hear one of them loudly complaining about how it always stinks, and the other one just replies, "Give it 2 weeks. You won't be able to smell it anymore."
I think this is a job for Elyswen.
This might be a job for Alvyn. I think this is good indication that there actually might be a way in from here, though.
I think so, yeah.
Otherwise, they wouldn't guard it.
It's just a matter of where that place is.
Like, please tell me my brain got taken over.
Huh? No, you're just happily scribing on your scrolls.
I don't want to go in the sewers.
Elyswen just still feels a shiver down her spine.
You guys get back and she's like, you're explaining the sewer plan. She's like, oh no, I feel like I have been dominated by another person.
I think this is definitely a job for Alton. We can tell her about the marks that have left. She'll be able to see those.
Alright, she can use magic too. Wait, what magic marks did... So you put magic marks?
Oh yeah, did I not mention that? Sorry. I've been marking the wall as we have been going, so that we can trace our way back.
Smart.
What would you guys like to do now? It's about, by the time, if you're going back to street level,
Yeah.
following the path you took, by the time you get back up, it's kind of mid-afternoon. It's probably like 3, 4 o'clock. Something like that.
I'll quickly prestidigitation all of the filth off of us.
Okay.
Alright, new favorite spell.
And
It's
then,
wonderful.
isn't it?
Oh, yes.
I should probably meet up with Ox so that we can plan for the fight.
Mm-hmm. Smart.
Okay, so you guys are going back to the Hound and Hearth?
Yep.
Okay. Ox, you have your incense and other rare and exotic components.
About what time would I have gotten all those?
Probably around noon.
Okay. At noon, I go back to the Hound and Hearth.
Okay.
To see if Ramio is there.
He is not. Elyswen is, though.
Hey, Elyswen, how you doing?
Just really writing. Not much else. How was your walk?
It was good. I went shopping. It was She has a
Shopping.
huge sack of incense, I imagine.
Wait, where did you get the money for? I thought you said that was going to be
I
quite expensive.
sold my dagger, Beto's dagger. Apparently, it's
Oh.
extremely expensive.
I could imagine.
Worth a lot.
Zach, could I roll an appraise check?
Opposed to praise.
Yeah, sure.
Oh no.
Okay. That was not a great roll. 15.
15. You'd estimate it. I mean, I guess you did identify it, so you know exactly what it does. So you'd put it like market value if you were buying it from like a shop. You'd put it at the low end, 6,000 gold.
So you sold the dagger?
Yep.
Then, I mean, there might not be any more point in fighting if we just want to... Well, I mean, you bought the incense, but still, I mean, that leaves, what? Almost 4,000 gold left over?
In the bank.
Well, yes. I mean, we'd deposit it in the bank and then use it to buy the... Well, I mean, we'd still be a couple thousand. Well, 1,500 short. Ish. I mean...
The incense is 2,500. The
Yes,
dagger was 3,000. So...
The dagger was how much?
3,000.
Who bought it from you?
I say the place.
We might be going back there.
Why?
Zach, is that a reasonable price for him to buy that dagger? Like, at all?
That's definitely pretty low. I mean, consider the fact that you'd expect to be selling something for like 50%. If you're really good at haggling, maybe somewhere closer to like 70% of what it's worth.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like Ox really got a bad deal. And probably didn't know it. Definitely didn't know it.
Elyswen just, like, her face just kind of goes very placid. After a moment, she looks kind of like... There's a few emotions, and then she just kind of, like, goes totally deadpan. I think that, they might need to reevaluate their business practices. And I think that I have, good reason to let them know that.
Okay. Have you seen Ramio?
No, I think him and Katarina left a while ago. I'm still, I've been writing.
Okay, if you see him, will you tell him, well, I really need to go see Velius before the fight.
Before the fight?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. I'm sure that they will pass through at some point.
Yeah, but I don't want to wait too long.
Well, I mean, if you want to stay down here with me, I don't know where else they would be.
Yeah, well, you're finding us if you go to look.
Come, there's a bartender around here somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. I'll slap a couple silver would get me 2 ales, right?
Definitely.
Okay, sweet. I'll slap 2 silver on the bar. Come.
They're probably not the greatest. Probably on the low end of the bottom shelf for this place. But
What time exactly is the fight, Zach?
in the evening, so it'd be like 7.
Okay. Okay, if they're not here by like 4 o'clock, 5
Are
the
you
latest. Like I need to go. So
just on your own?
You can come too.
I'm fine with that.
I'm
If
fine
you're
with
looking for Ramio, usually staying put is the best place, or best way to be found.
probably. All right, I'll wait. What spells you learning?
Um, this one's just shield. It takes more of my energy than I'd like to waste to prepare it, so I thought maybe writing it down would be a good idea.
Oh, what is it?
Oh, it's just the shield spell.
Oh, oh, yeah, that's a great
Yes.
spell. I like that one.
It's wonderful. I'd like to,
Love it.
if we can get some more funds after, of course, Janus. I'd like to just write as many of these as I can and have them ready for whenever we get into a fight. That way others can have it as well.
I mean, do you want to go back to that shop real quick?
I don't know if it's worth our money right now.
Well, when would we
But-
go?
Perhaps after we've won at the Circle of Champions.
Would that influence things?
It would give us more capital to work with.
How much is it worth?
Each one of these costs 122.5 gold, 122 gold and 5 silver to write.
I was
It's not-
asking about the dagger, sorry.
Oh, the dagger? Oh.
Like, why don't we go to the shop if you wanted to go?
Oh, that shop.
Yeah.
I understand now. That dagger, I mean, just from memory, is worth at least 6,000 gold.
What?
I mean, most likely we wouldn't get that for it, but a couple thousand more wouldn't be out of the question, most likely.
Well, do you want to go now? I mean, it was just difficult to even just sell it. Period.
I mean,
Because of what it means and what it symbolizes.
then we don't have to haggle over price, if that's... Maybe being rid of it isn't such a bad thing.
It's a pretty bad dagger.
Then we'll stay here. We've got ales.
All right, we'll stay. We'll wait.
I'll just hold mine up. To new beginnings. And then...
New beginnings. Clink.
Okay. Are you guys staying there
Till 4-ish.
till 4-ish? Okay. So Ramio and Katarina get there about 3 o'clock.
Perfect. Hey, welcome back.
Okay, we're all here.
We all go
How
up
was
to our
when-
secret room.
Secret room.
Yes.
Yep, secret room. Party meeting.
Yep.
How much time have I had to write these scrolls, Zach?
Ample.
Oh, sweet, cool. I'm stuffing them straight into
Yeah,
bracers.
I mean, Oct was out and about for many hours, so
Mhm.
you
Okay.
had basically all of the morning before she got there to write them.
Sweet. So, group meeting?
We're in our secret room.
Great. Welcome to the secret room. I have procured items for Velius Ramio. I wanted to know if you wanted to come, and if anybody else, anyone is welcome to join.
How'd you get 2,500 gold that quickly?
I sold Beto's dagger and
That was a
bought
nice
them.
dagger.
It was. No one was using it. I
Very
didn't
nice
use it.
dagger.
I mean, I used it to cut my arm, but that was about it.
I don't think anybody will lament its loss.
No.
Definitely not.
So I
Ramio and I had a favor to ask you.
Mm.
gosh.
Yes.
So we were checking out the Citadel, trying to like basically figure out how much of a death trap it would be going in there unprepared. The answer is pretty big death trap.
Sounds
Very few
about
ways
right.
in, like only 3 ways in, 3 ways out. Deal.
Probably a lot of short swords and spears between us and then the entrance or exit.
They also have the entire place fortified by the what did you call them, Ramio? The purple guys?
Elite force.
Some sort of like elite honor guard, something like that.
Oh, the honor guard. That's right.
So they're the common name is Citadel Guard, but the cool name is Arsis Custos.
Ooh. You should type
Yes,
that.
Arsis Custos is all over that place.
That's right. I forgot about the fist.
In other news, we thought of a potential other entrance that, based on some minimal investigation, seems like it could actually be quite fruitful.
She has the getaway if we need one.
But Valure and I are not as equipped as you are to really vet it to its fullest potential.
You need someone to do some covert exploration.
A little bit
That's
scouting.
basically it. Yep.
Okay. Well, I suppose I'd be interested. What did you have in mind exactly?
There's a sewer entrance. I'll explain kind of where it is. I've marked the majority of the path up to underneath the Citadel with some magical symbols, just kind of arrows like showing the direction.
Hey, I mean, I'm warning you. I don't know if I believe this myself, but there have been reports of giant rats before.
And we didn't see any giant rats. We just saw like normal-sized rats and a couple of frogs.
And some of the honor guard.
They were in orange and or yellow and red. They were in yellow and red. They weren't the honor guard.
Legionaries are easy enough to fool, I suppose.
These ones definitely seemed easy enough to fool.
No. And I quite enjoy fooling.
Yeah, we almost got seen, but we didn't. So
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it sounds possible.
And up until the point, the symbols go up until the point where we almost got seen. So when the symbols stop, that's kind of your indication that you're there.
That I'm there. How easy to navigate are there? I suppose there aren't road signs, I guess, so to speak.
Yeah, but you can follow like the arrows I put down.
Oh, did you put the arrows moving towards the Citadel or away?
I put them moving away in case like we had to use it to escape.
Okay.
But if you follow them backwards,
Then I can.
then you can, yeah. They are
Alright.
invisible though, so you'll need detect magic up to see them.
Shouldn't be a problem. I don't know if I'll be able to do it tonight, but that does beg a question.
Before we have to go in.
I agree. That does beg a question, though. Are you thinking about this as a possible means of entry, or
Not
as a
entry,
possible
not
means of
invitation.
exit?
We can get in, like officially easy enough. It's finding where it connects to the interior could give us a way out if things go south.
Well, I can tell you one place it'll connect. The bathrooms.
Well, I mean, yeah, but like, there's got to be some port of entry down there because there were guards like down there guarding that place. So
It's worth a look.
they wouldn't guard it if it was just like
A river of human
Yeah.
excrement.
exactly.
It's a good point. Well, suppose this is the sort of thing I signed up for, isn't it? Okay. Well, I'll take a look at it. It sounds promising.
It definitely seemed promising when we realized there were guards down there, and then it was terrifying when we realized there were guards down there. But it's fine.
Well, hope there's only a few.
We only heard and saw two, so
Be easy enough then?
there's potentially two at like each junction leading underneath the Citadel.
No. And the other danger is I'm assuming that if I make enough or make too much noise trying to evade them and, am found, security will probably be increased.
True.
But I would much rather knock a few soldiers into the sewers, the running sewers, than try to fight my way through. Arsis does. That would be... Well,
It seems like at least a good backup plan to have.
is there... Katarina, forgive me for asking, but is there also the possibility that we could maybe go the other direction and then just fly out?
It would take a while to get that spell on all of us, and we might not have that time.
True.
Yeah, so.
That's true. It's just discussing our options.
It takes like 6 seconds for me to cast it on just a single person, and there's 4 of us.
No, absolutely.
And
It's
so it's almost like that's getting up at the ballpark of like half a minute, and standing still half a minute while on the ground is not.
and I suppose I wouldn't need it. I could prepare. I could be ready to have whoever is interested climb over the walls as well.
I just thought it might be worth investigating.
Both, I think as many options as we can present would be a good idea. That's all I'm suggesting.
Yeah.
I think the sewers is a good first choice if we need to get out in a hurry. But if that doesn't pan out. All right.
Oh, and then I had a favor to ask all of you after we kind of have some time where we're not focused on such pressing matters.
What was that?
Just a few locations I'd like to check out.
In Armnaris?
Not in Armnaris, but on the continent.
Okay.
I've been doing some research into dragons to try to figure out what's going on with me. And I found a journal of an Alvyn scholar who was kind of arguably obsessed with finding the dragon to talk to. And based on the journal, he did find the dragon, but he didn't actually record the exact location. He provided a map with a whole bunch of locations where he was going to check, and all but 3 of them were crossed off. And all 3 of those mountains he was looking at were here in Illyria. So at some point in time, I'd like to make some trips. I'd love for a lot of you to join me.
You think you're a dragon?
What do you mean?
I don't know. Or he's a dragon, or you were. Well, you got scales.
I'll
Sure.
remove my hat of disguise. And the scales have spread since like the last time you properly saw her.
You sure you're not a fish?
Do these look like fish scales to you?
Well,
Ask
that
somebody that.
sea drake that we fought. Yes, I would say yes. You do look like. Well, that wasn't a fish, but
Quite definitely a drake.
there's like those creatures that Ramio and you fought. What if you're just turning into one of them?
Can I roll to see if Ramio knows anything about dragons?
Sure. Knowledge, nature.
Nature, okay.
I know it has to do with dragons. I figured that much out.
Okay.
4.
Oh.
4. All right, Ramio. You're pretty sure dragons are some kind of like big lizard? Maybe?
They're big, scaly things that can fly.
It might be fish.
Some breathe
They
fire,
might
some
be
don't?
fish.
Question mark?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Hmm.
They're also
Yeah.
inherently magical and intelligent beings.
Sometimes dangerously
How
so.
intelligent.
I mean, based on the journal, intelligent enough to hold a conversation.
Whoa,
Can I
I
roll?
didn't know that.
that's
Can I
cool.
roll me a... You said knowledge nature?
Well, I said knowledge nature because I'm pretty sure Ramio does not have knowledge arcana.
Yeah.
Arcana it is. I'm rolling like
Arcana or
garbage
nature?
tonight. Okay, the 15.
15. Your knowledge on dragons is not great. Though, to be fair, the actual knowledge of dragons for anyone is pretty sparse. All things considered, dragons are basically unheard of. They live mostly in children's stories, myths, legends. Some of them as old as the collapse. But as far as like factual knowledge about their anatomy, their biology, who they are, what they want, where they even live, you don't really have anything beyond giant flying lizards. Very smart, but some of them are exceptionally savage and some of them are exceptionally good-natured. But there's no real, like, you don't have a good idea of why one might be one way and one might be the other.
Not every day you get to talk to a dragon.
No.
I'd be
And
interested.
also interesting, based on the description, it sounds like this particular dragon's scales are at least somewhat similar to mine. So I definitely want to at least find it.
Oh, well, wait. Like what cities?
Well, it's mountains, not cities.
Are you going to show them the map?
I'll
I
go
can
ahead and
post
show
it.
them the map, yeah.
Okay.
I'm the map.
I can't handle that song. If that's what it's going to be every time, I might have to beat
I'm
the
out.
dragon trip.
Immediately out.
So, about those sewers.
Yeah, I'll take poop over that song any day. My little sister liked Dora a lot.
Yeah. A little too much.
I've never been to war.
War was shared over the that song.
War never changes.
With clips of Dora the Explorer in like black and white.
Her boots like stomping through puddles. Like,
Oh
no,
man!
no, please, no. Yeah. Swiper, no swiping.
Swiper, the first example of guerrilla warfare.
That's right. So good.
Did you say
what did I-
grenade?
Woo!
Oh man, there's a lot of circles on here.
The ones that are crossed out are the ones that he went to and did not find it at.
So it's definitely
So it's definitely an area.
Okay.
Which one of those 3 mountain ranges it's in, though, is the actual question.
alright then.
Maps are so cool.
Yeah, this is pretty awesome.
Thank you, Jess, for making that.
Yes, no problem.
Okay. Well, it is about 4 o'clock. You still have 3 or so hours before your fight.
Well, me and my incense are gonna go. And then I'll be back and, Katarina, it's you and I fighting tonight.
Right.
Do you have an idea of a plan? Or, I mean, I wrote out some spells that I can cast before I go in.
Did you by chance prepare water walking today?
No.
Okay. That's my bad.
Sorry. I prepared airwalk.
That could theoretically work.
Significantly better.
I was just thinking that huddle in the arena is quite deep.
Uh-huh. What's our strategy here? Because I mean, I could just annihilate these things with whatever it is in like the first 2 seconds. Or we could like draw it out where it's like we're kind of having fun with them and like with the crowd, you know, like trying to be like charismatic. They're like, oh, like it's obvious that we're gonna win, but at least we're having like fun with it.
I think we should kind of play it by ear and see how dangerous the thing actually is. And if we are confident that we can have a bit of fun with it, then we definitely play it up. But if it seems like at any moment, if we make a wrong move, we could lose, we should just kill him.
Okay. Because, I mean, like, okay, like, for example, like, you were flying in the last fight.
Right.
And those things probably couldn't do anything to you.
Right. We
So,
should stay. We
if-
should let it get some hits in on us.
Yeah, right? It's like, oh, you know, a little back and forth. But, like, oh, man. Yeah. All right, we'll play it by ear then. I mean, I have these spells that I prepared beforehand. I have some ideas of what I can do, but don't on the airwalk it is a higher kind of spell. So unless you absolutely need it,
No, I don't need it. I can fly.
great. All right. Well, yeah, point is to have fun so that we make the crowd like us, so that it's entertainment for them, right? That they are excited about our group and they would be talking about it. Like, we want to do something that makes people talk about us so that more people can come for the final day. Cool. I'm excited. Well, see you tonight. I'll be back before that, so. Ox is gonna leave.
Is anyone going with her?
Ramio is.
Sweet. You know, if I could request some, like, somber music. Thanks.
Elyswen, Katarina?
Hanging out.
Are you guys staying at the Hound and Hearth? Are you going with them? Are you going somewhere else?
I figured we were staying. Jordan?
Are you muted, Jordan?
No, he's not muted. Well, at least not in Discord, not muted.
Push to talk.
Can you hear us, Jordan?
Jordan? He's like, I'm preparing spells.
Jordan. Jacob, you want to go check on him real quick?
He's playing socks out in the living room.
He's in the process of sneaking into Jake's room to steal his socks.
Again, this is all being recorded.
That's right.
He probably went to the restroom.
Yeah. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, if he wants to be there, then he can just say when he gets back.
Mhm.
If Elyswen is also going, I will go as well. But if Elyswen is staying, I'll keep Elyswen company.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Aux and Ramio, and potentially others.
Mhm.
You're making your way straight to Velius's home.
Yep.
Okay. You wend your way through the streets of the Silver Ward, leave through the Copper Gate, and make your way into the Copper Burrows. As you're kind of walking that direction, you notice like most of the crowd is heading into the city, mostly on the main road. They look like they're beelining it for the Champions Ward.
Mhm.
Or you watch as they go into the various taverns and inns that kind of line these main roads, both in the Champions Ward and out here in the Copper Burrows.
Mhm.
You make your way to Velius's home, just as ramshackle and rundown as it was the day previously.
Ox is gonna go up to the door and knock.
I'm heading up there with her.
Okay. Oh, hey, I think Jordan's back.
Oh,
I saw his mute go on.
Ah.
Jordan, turn your mute off.
Other way. Nope, we lost him. He's probably just listening.
Yeah, well, I need to know if Elyswen wanted to go with Aux and Ramio.
Mhm. We can wait.
Okay. Well, if he's there, I just want him.
Mhm.
Is he playing single player socks? What's going on?
He's practicing for
Oh,
ankle
he's
tag.
unmuted.
Hey everybody, what's up? Sorry, I had
Hey, we
took a
thought
quick-
you were playing single player socks.
No. I can't take off my own socks actually.
They've been
That
on
is,
since 2006.
Sad and alarming. Okay. The question is Elyswen and with Elyswen, Katarina going with Aux and Ramio?
Yes.
Aux invited everybody, like
Velius.
basically invited
Velius.
everybody to come to Velius's home.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, so everyone's there.
Come on.
All right, so Katarina and Elyswen, you follow Ramio and Aux through the Silver Ward, out through the Copper Gate on the west side of the city, and into the Copper Burrows. a rather rough part of the city. A lot of what would pass for a nicer building is something that doesn't look like it's gonna fall over, and as you get deeper and deeper into the Copper Boroughs, moving towards Velius Home, a lot of these start to look a little bit more like hovels or very very slapshod construction on these homes. And you watch as Aux turns and steps up to the kind of weathered door of one particular house and knocks on it. As you knock on it, Aux, just as it did with Ramio the day before, the door, which is not hung straight, swings in. You're hit by the scent of stale sweat and beer and the scent of unwashed bodies, or of one particular unwashed body. As the light from the afternoon sun kind of comes through the doorway, casting your shadow into the room, you see one rickety, kind of dirty cot in a corner, one table, also rickety, and one chair. And sitting in that chair is Velius. As you kind of stand there in the doorway, he just turns and he just looks at you.
Hey.
I can still hear them. Always hear them. He fumbles on the table, and you see his out of the kind of like from behind him. He comes like on the other side of him. You can't quite see. His hand comes up to his lips as he takes a long drink from a dusty bottle, or just a dirty bottle.
Aux is gonna walk into the room. Stand across from him at the table and lower the bag of incense on the table.
Velius is watching you, but with a disinterested look. He's just sitting there.
Velius, my friends are here with me. Ramio's here.
I'm here.
My friend Katarina, Elyswen. This is Velius.
Nice to meet you.
He just kind of gives like a non-committal head movement and very slight grunt. And he just... What do you want?
Well, I'm here to give you an option. You are shackled, Velius. I can see it by the things that you've done. You have tried to beat yourself up for the things that you can't change. And yesterday, you would have rather died than live with
Still would.
with what you have.
Ramio took my dagger, and I don't have enough coin to buy another one.
I'm here as a cleric to give you the choice to change, to have these things taken from you, but only if... It only works if you're willing.
You can... He kind of looks up at you. The faintest glimmer of, like, hope. You can take the voices away.
Yeah.
There's so many. He just kind of looks down, holds his hands open, palms facing up, backs of his hands resting on the table, and just looks at them. There's so much blood, though.
It can get better. There's hope. And there is a future for us.
Are you ready to try?
He kind of looks up at you, kind of turns in his chair, and for the first time, Elyswen and Katarina, you see this man looks like he's ready to crumple in on himself. You like, if you've ever seen someone who is more than anyone you've probably ever seen before, this man looks like he has been broken down. His face is just forlorn. There's dark hair, unkempt, a shaggy kind of beard. Wearing dirty clothes and shoulders just kind of hunched over, back bent. Looks towards Ramio. Ramio, you've always been my friend. Is this the right way?
It's a step in the right direction. There is hope for us, and it's up to us to take that first step. No matter how hard that first step is, I'm here for you.
I don't know if I believe you, but I do trust you. He turns and looks at you, Aux. Do whatever it is you're gonna do.
Okay.
I'll go stand beside Ramio and just put a hand on his shoulder.
Hawks will take out the incense. Just imagine it's a bunch of different candles from different assortments of different shops that she had picked it up from. She starts kind of placing them around the room. A few on the table in front of Ramio and Velius. Hey, Katarina, do you mind using your cleaning spell maybe to like make this place look a little nicer?
Sure.
It is a bit dusty in here.
Yeah,
Like literally just with a wave of the hand. Like, she doesn't even have to speak for this one. Like.
Okay. With you wave and prestidigitation pulls most of the grime and dirt out of the, at least the accumulation of it, out of the corners and floor of this one room house.
Elyswen, do you want to get the garbage and take it out?
I can, yeah. Not a problem.
Sure.
Most of the garbage is just empty bottles.
Ox will light the incense.
Okay.
And begin the spell.
Okay.
She's gonna.
Over.
Oh, go ahead. If you got
Go
something, go ahead. Okay. I mean, I don't. It takes an hour. So it doesn't have to be role played, but the intent is to make sure that Velius is aware that he has to be penitent, like he has to be remorseful, not just to get the voices out of his head, but because he actually is sorry for what he did. So Aux will tell her side of the story, will tell him the feelings that she went through of Velius dying in his death. She'll tell about how she's written letters to Velius wishing that she could tell Velius herself what she's been through and how for a long time she's wanted to bring him back. And she doesn't know if she's supposed to. And she thinks about him often, but understands that death is something for everyone. That you can't outrun it, and that it's not the end. That she has seen Velius, that she knows that wherever he is, he's supposed to, well, he's doing a good job there. And that she forgives Velius for what he's done. Even if he is not sorry for what he did. She still doesn't hold that anger in her anymore. She's released it to stop the storm and to be calm. It's a very, very soft way of breaking a chain, rather than a exclamation point of this whole process is just closure for her and hopefully for Velius.
Okay. As you are sharing your story with him, he is weeping. And as you kind of finish your thoughts and he just looks at you, tears still streaming down his face. How many others are there out there like you because of me? I wish I know what I did, what we did, as he kind of glances towards Ramio. We did initially just to survive, but the cost. I wish I had found a better way.
Then find one now.
Aux, you feel a building of energy, a compulsion to you feel the building of energy that usually goes just before releasing a spell. A burning sensation, a feeling of being filled with light, and you feel a not compulsion, but an instinct to touch Velius. His hands are still on the table, as you're, I imagine, standing or sitting across from him.
She will reach out and put her hand on top of his hand.
Okay. The moment you touch Velius, there is a flash of golden light that fills the small one-room house. The room is lost in light. Jess, Do you want to handle this in whisper chat, or do you want to do it here?
Here.
Okay. Okay. The light fades. But all of you find yourself standing in a grassy meadow, a large flat stone at the center of a small hill, and the meadow is surrounded by thick vegetation, a forest overgrown with trees and various undergrowth. The sky is sunny and clear and bright, but you do not hear any birds or any normal sounds that you would imagine in such an idyllic setting. As you look around, you can see each other. Velius is gone. The house is gone. And as you look around, you see or you hear the sound of hooves as a woman in what appears to be traveling clothes, light leather armor, astride a horse, wearing similar light leather barding armor. She has a spear held in one hand, and a shield strapped on her back, and a sword at her hip. She comes from around the other side of the hill behind the rock, and stops in front of you, mostly in front of Aux. She gets down off of the horse, and she walks towards Aux, smile on her face. She's beautiful, but not in a refined kind of way. And her hair is light brown, blowing out behind her, about the length of her shoulder blades, down to her shoulder blades. As she steps up to you, Aux, all of you watch as she lowers the spear, like the haft of the spear, and she lets go of it. The spear sinks about 2 feet into the ground. And she reaches up a hand and clasps Aux's shoulder. You've taken the last step in this journey. You've done well. You've brought justice to those who would oppress, and freedom to those who are bound. I will admit, when you first came to my attention, I doubted your potential. You were, after all, following the Stormlord. But you've proven that you could rise above where you were. Auxsonia, I am glad to call you one of my disciples. I am Ainta, also known as the Breaker of Chains. I am the hope of the oppressed. And for the past while, that is what you have been. If you accept this calling, the road will be challenging and difficult. Hard choices will be in your path. And you will dedicate yourself to freedom and the just cause of those who are oppressed. This, and she takes her hand off of your shoulder. She reaches down and she grabs the hilt of her sword, which you notice is a bastard sword. Grabs the hilt of her sword. This sword carries the justice for those who would oppress, and she pulls out the sword. It is blindingly bright, and as it leaves the sheath, you see as her traveling leather armor transforms and ripples and turns into a resplendent set of gleaming plate. And she, with one hand, swipes across away from you, and you watch as a lance of light shoots forth from the sword and levels a swath of trees. This is the justice that you will carry. And she sheathes the sword. Her armor melds back to leather. This shield, she holds it up. She pulls it from her back, which you can see is inscribed with, as you watch, the engravings on it seem to move, and you see people's faces as they go from forlorn and sorrow to becoming happy and cheerful, light, free. And in the middle of the shield, you can see a links of chain broken. This shield is the hope of the oppressed. She puts this. This is the hope that you will carry. She puts it back on her back. She turns, and she looks at the spear, sunk 2 feet into the ground, the grassy ground of this meadow. And with only a slight hesitation, she reaches out her hand, pulls it seemingly effortlessly from the ground, and then holds it in both hands lengthwise across in front of her between the two of you. This is the burdens of the chained, and she holds it out for you.
I take it.
Okay. She releases her grip. The three of you, she lets go, but her hands are still right next to the spear. Aux, the moment she lets go, your body is on fire. It feels like you are being crushed into the ground. And the other three will see as your feet will sink and indent into the grass. It is pain, like unbelievable pain in every single joint. And it's gone just as soon as it came, as she grabs the spear from your grasp again and turns and plants it back into the grass. Those are the burdens of the chained, the oppressed. And if you choose to follow me, you choose to make that spear lighter.
I choose you.
A smile spreads across her face. Your friend, I believe, called you Lifesworn. It's a fitting title.
pretty fond of it,
Welcome. And she holds out her right hand. Then, Auxsonia, Lifesworn, step forward and take the first step on the new path.
Yep. She'll step forward. Take the arm.
Okay. She grasps you, like forearm to forearm.
Mhm.
And there is once more blinding light which fills your vision, and when it recedes you are back in the home of Velius. Jessica, as part of the completion of Aux's character arc, I will give you this one opportunity. If you would like to, you may change your levels in cleric to be levels in paladin.
Oh my gosh. Guys, I don't know paladins. Oh my gosh. Hold up. Let me think about this.
Oh, shoot. I forgot something.
Go ahead.
This needs to be said.
Go ahead.
So, before you clasp arms with her,
Uh-huh.
she actually turns to the three of you, Katarina, Elyswen, Ramio. If you choose to travel with Aux, her burdens are your burdens. Do not pull her from her path. And she looks each of you in the eye, like straight in the eye. And whenever she makes eye contact with you, it feels like she is looking through your soul. Okay. So, yes or no, Jess?
Yes.
Okay. So, the four of you find yourselves back in the dark, somewhat cleaner house of Velius. It also smells somewhat better. You've been burning quite a bit of incense. Velius is... you snap back to this moment. You, Aux, are touching Velius's hand, and he is looking at you. His face is different. It's less careworn. He doesn't have this permanent expression of sorrow and pain. And he sits up straight in his seat. I can't hear them anymore. And tears start to stream down his face once more as he grasps your hand. And thank you. He's just gonna keep saying thank you. And then he stands up. I can't hear them anymore. He turns to you, Ramio. I can't. He looks at his hands. The blood, it's not there anymore. It's not there. And he's gonna grab you like by your two shoulders and just like look at you. And with the first time you've seen Velius smile, Ramio, in I guess it'd be almost 3 years, he smiles, tears in his eyes, and then hugs you.
I am putting him into a big bear hug. That's the first step. That's past is behind us. We can move forward now.
And he's just hugging you, but you can feel him nodding.
I'm gonna turn to you, Ox, and just mouth, "Thank you."
You're welcome. She can read lips. Man. She's gonna look at Velius and say, "Your life is yours." It's yours. You can do what you want.
Thank you.
You're welcome. She'll go outside and take out her bastard sword.
As you pull the sword from the sheath,
Yes.
you've grown so used to the sword coming out of the sheath and swinging free about a foot out of the sheath. As you begin to pull, it does not swing free at 1 foot, or a 2, or a 3. You pull the full length of the sword out of the sheath. It is remade. Along the fuller of the blade, you can see very finely etched a length of chain, broken in the middle, or broken in several places, and every spot where the chain is broken is where the sword was broken.
Thank you. She'll cross off Velius's name.
Okay.
And she'll just sit outside, admiring her sword. And everything that just happened.
All right. Well, I think that's a good place to end it.
Honestly, yeah.
Considering one
Yeah.
of us is going to have to redo their entire character sheet.
Yeah! Oh my gosh!
Yep. And so
Yeah.
can't really do the fight with you
Nope.
needing to convert to a paladin.
Paladin's an amazing class in Pathfinder.
Oh my gosh.
No more party shenanigans, though.
I have been waiting for this for a very, very long time.
Same. That was amazing. Thanks. That was wow. Oh, the sphere being so heavy. That's crazy. That was cool. Breaker of chains. Wow. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna make a paladin, you guys. Oh my goodness.
Paladins are legitimately insane. So
Yes, sweet. I'm excited. Dang, I had this whole, well, not sad, but like, you know, I had this whole thing of like what I was gonna do for the fight. And now it's like, I don't even know if I can do any of this anymore. Like,
you might have an animal companion.
frick.
Alright.
Oh my gosh.
You remember to set your deity in PC Gen to Ainta. It will give you proficiency with your bastard sword.
How do you spell her name?
Aenta.
That's so crazy. Mind blown.
Mm.
Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. And if you
Oh,
ever
yeah.
needed incentive to finish your character arcs, there it is.
That's right. Yes. Go for it.
Real quick, can we have some notes on how to start a character arc?
I will
Second
send.
question: can I have my character back so I can continue on my character arc?
Okay, hang on a second.
Yeah.
We're working on it.
It's like, hey, could I get a character arc? Jacob's like, hey, could I get my character?
Yeah, we need Janus.
Mhm.
Oh my
we
gosh.
Yeah.
need
I'm
that.
enjoying playing Ramio though.
Mhm.
Just no magical knowledge what to
Aw.
speak of, but
You've
for the most part, a
managed
really
to,
nice guy.
You've managed to play like mechanically the exact opposite of Janus.
Yes.
Mechanically, a lot of the
Per-
personality is very different.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
Yep. Oh man, yeah, getting Janus back.
Far younger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More worldly experience, though.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Decades of experience as opposed to a couple months.
Yep.
Oh man.